Hello everyone, I am Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. And I am going live tonight with something that is brand new to our shop. We've never done this before, but I think it's going to be really, really cool. And depending on how it goes, we're going to roll out more and more of them. So what we're doing, let me get this started over here so I can see comments. When you get here, jump on, say hello, let me know you're here. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for joining, girl. So what we're doing, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that so much. What we're doing is we're going to take some of our signs that we've already designed and we're going to roll them out as a craft kit for a little lower cost. So you can paint them, you can assemble them, and you can make them however you want. Hi, Chris. So you're not limited to my style. You know, you can do these in any way that you see fit. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is this one, the United We Stand. All right, now this is how I'm going to paint it, and I'm going to show you how it works tonight as far as how I do this. All right, so I'm going to set that one aside, and we're going to show you what comes in the kit. So in the kit, you're going to get the round. All right, you're going to get the round, you're going to get the 3 stars, and the words. United We Stand. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Chris. All right, so these are $23 shipped to your house. Assembled, they're $38 shipped to your house. So you're saving $15 by you assembling them instead of me. Okay? All right. So, because as you know, we do all of this by hand. All of the painting is done by hand. All of it is done by hand. We have a machine that cuts the pieces, but as far as putting them together and painting them, they're done right here in my home. So, yeah, everything's by hand. All right, so you're going to get the round, you're going to get the 3 stars, and the words. So we're going to set all this aside for right now, and we're going to work on the round and get that painted. Hi, Darlene. All right, I do have my timer set, guys. So make sure you're commenting so you can get entered into Happy Mail. Now, the way that I do this, first of all, I stained my board. Okay, you can see the difference. Let me grab one that's not stained. All right, so here's the difference. Okay, this one's stained, obviously. This one is not. You don't have to do this. You could paint the whole thing. You could do anything you want. That's the beauty of this being a kit. Okay. Yes, it is so easy to assemble. Hardest part's going to be painting the round. And that's really not that hard. You let the tape do the work for you. Okay. So the way I do this for this one is I measure down 4 inches, 4 1/4 inches, I forgot. 4 1/4 inches down. I make a little line from each of my holes. These holes are going to be your hanger. You're going to put your twine through here to hang, okay? Or if you don't want to put twine on it, if you want it to be, you know, a shelf sitter or put on a shelf and you don't want a hanger, when you put your bow on here, it's going to cover those holes. You're not even going to see them. So it doesn't matter. All right, so I already measured down. And I'm going to put a piece of tape now below that mark because the whole top half of this is going to be blue. And again, you know, you're not limited to this design. You can do whatever you want. Okay? So I'm just going to put tape down. And it's going to look really low because we're putting it on the center line, but I want to paint everything up blue. Okay? So the next step, we're going to put some blue paint down. It's a plywood with an MDF core. Okay? That's what we cut these with, or out of. They're very nice. They're 1/4 inch. They don't bend. They don't break. They're light enough. You can hang them on your door. You can put them between ours. We have a storm door on our front door, and they fit between it because they're so thin. But they're sturdy. They don't bend. And then all of the pieces are an MDF. They are 1/8 inch MDF with the sticky back on them. Okay, so now we're just going to paint. And now what I am doing is, I've told you guys this a zillion times before. don't drag your brush across the edge. Go towards the edge. Because by doing that, you keep your edge a lot nicer. So see, I'm not dragging my brush this way. I'm going towards the edge. And that way we don't get as much paint. And I need to put some more paint on here. We don't have enough. I don't know if you guys saw the reel I just posted. When I get off here, check out that reel. My dog is so pitiful. Bob sent me a post or a picture when he got home from work. And my little dog is sitting there. He is so food motivated. He was sitting with his little head on his dish that he had flipped upside down. Pulled the dishes out. He's got an elevated dish. And he had flipped the dishes out of it. And it was resting his head on the upside down, I don't know what you want to call it, bench or whatever that the bowls fit in. So pitiful because he was so hungry, but it wasn't dinner time quite yet. All right, so I'm just going back over and making sure I kind of get as many of the brush strokes out as I can. And there's a couple of glops of paint that I'm also trying to work with. Those like paint boogers that you get. Okay, so that's it. So the top's painted. And if you see someone commenting, it's Kathy Creates. That's my mom. She helps me out with the comments and stuff on here for me. We're going to dry this real quick. We really want to dry this edge. Because we're going to put tape over that, and it's probably going to pull up some of the paint. So then we'll just go back over it lightly after it pulls it up. Because we're going to have to move the tape up. So we want to make sure we get this dry. How's everybody doing on this cold, rainy May evening? It's cold. It's cold here. Hi, Janice. I think you guys are gonna love this kit. It's really fun, and like I said, you can do this any way you want. You're not limited to my design style here. You can paint this in a zillion different ways. A zillion different ways. Yeah, it's cold here. It was only in the 50s today. But Friday it's supposed to be 90. Go figure. I don't know what's going on with this weather. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. Yes, and keep spreading the love, getting this out there to more and more people. You guys definitely have to check out the reel, though, when you get off of here, because it is just too funny. He's just so animated, and he's just the most pitiful puppy you've ever seen in your life. It looks like we've never fed the dog a day in his life. Like, he doesn't know where his next meal is coming from. And he came from a reputable breeder to our home. The dog has never missed a meal, but he acts like he's never been fed ever. Okay. 89 right now. It's 57 here. And rainy and cold. Okay. So I'm peeling my tape off. I'm just going to reuse this tape, and all I'm going to do is move it up. So I'm going to move it right to the bottom of our blue. Because that is the new line. Now, like I said, when I peel this tape off, it's probably going to pull off some of that blue. So we'll just go back through. Okay, so I just moved the tape up. This is now the bottom edge of that blue. Where are you at, Regina? 70s in Rhode Island. Yeah, not here. Not here, girl. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to find the center, which is going to be, these are 11 3/4 inch boards. So it's going to be just under 6 inches, and it doesn't have to be exact. We just want to get in the ballpark, and I'm going to mark it because that is my center. And what I want to do now is take my tape. We're going to do our lines. You know how we had, let me find my sign, these red lines? So all I did to do that was I put a piece of tape down the center, and then I used the little spacers like we do for the buffalo plaid, and that's where the red is going to go. So all I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to roughly center it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just got to get it close. And I literally just eyeball this. And so far I've done pretty good. I'm just going to eyeball it for straight up and down. Does that look straight? I think it's a little crooked. So we're just going to pick it up and move it a little. It's just got to be close. It doesn't have to be precise. Yeah, okay. So see how I've got this? It's not exactly centered, but it's fine. It's not going to hurt a thing. All right. Now, we're going to just use these as little spacers like we do for our buffalo plaid. So much easier than measuring out a bunch of lines. And now we're just going to place the next one, just using those as our spacer. Okay, and then we're just going to move those over. And I'm thinking if you're local and you're feeling a little intimidated by this, which you shouldn't, anyone can do this. I think I'm going to teach a make and take on this. So if you're local, stay tuned, because I think we're going to do a make and take on this sign very soon, like in the next few weeks. I'm working with Jess at Unvaulted Treasures to find a date that works for us. Okay, so now we're just going to move that over. Okay, we're going to do the same thing all the way down. Okay. You guys told me you wanted to see Americana, so we're doing Americana. We're just going to keep doing things like this until we get sick of it. Until I'm ready to move on to something else. Actually, I think my next one, I think we might do some sunflower things. Because that's a fun sign to paint. And I think you guys would enjoy that. So I think that'll be the next kit we roll out. Or the watermelon. Which would you guys rather see? Watermelon or sunflower? Okay. All right. So we are done taping. So we're just going to make sure our tape is down good. All right. Just going to fold these over so they stay out of the way. And make sure we're adhered well. Okay. And I'm just using that same red. This is that Christmas red, Deco Art Christmas red. Let's see, this is a good size brush for that. Sunflowers are also okay. So I'm guessing you said watermelon first, based on that comment. Okay, we're just going to paint these. And again, as always, we're going towards the edge, never against the edge. So it keeps your edge much cleaner. Now you might still get a little bit, but it won't be as bad. Now this tape is going to give you your nice crisp lines. All right, so we're almost done with the red here. This goes very quick, as you can see. It's really not as difficult as you might think. And as I said, the round, painting the round is probably the most difficult of this design. And it's not, as you can see. I mean, I've been live for 14 minutes and we almost have the round painted. And that's with showing and explaining what I'm doing. Okay, I think we're pretty good here. Just making sure I've got it covered well. All right, I think we're good. All right, so now we can dry. No, if you go away, it won't get the glob on the edge. And I'll show you my edge here. It's clean. You see, there's no red on the edge. By doing it that way, if you drag your brush this way, it's going to like scrape that off on the edge on your piece. But by doing it the other way, you're not getting that. Oh, thank you, Darlene. You're so sweet. I love doing this stuff. This stuff is so fun. All right, I don't want to dry this completely. I mean, it can, but I don't want my tape to melt is more the issue. So we're going to peel this tape off first before I dry it the rest of the way. All right, and just like the buffalo plaid, when you start peeling off your tape, it's the magic. Yeah, and our blue stayed. Must have got it dry enough, so we don't have to touch it up. Okay, so there we go. So we have our round painted. That's all there is to it. And as you can see, I have clean edges. There's no paint. Okay? No paint on the blue, no paint on the red. So our edges are clean. So again, you want to go away from the edge. All right, let's finish drying this real quick. It's almost dry. Sarah, you are so sweet. Oh my goodness. You guys are so kind. I'm not sure who gave me stars, but I will go back and thank you. Thank you so much for whoever that was. I appreciate that. Okay, so I think we're pretty dry. Yes, we are. All right, so we're going to set our round aside. Why aren't my timers going off? Well, my timer didn't go off yet, but we're going to draw a name, and it's Sarah. I don't know why. I thought I set timers, but maybe not. Okay, so we are done with the round. So now we're going to paint our pieces. Now all of this I am painting white. Since we've used the red and blue, we need to get the white in here. So we're going to paint these white. And I'm not going to. For that one little teeny thing, I'm not going to bother putting it on tape. It was Janice. Thank you, Janice. Thanks, Mom. I didn't see who it was. I appreciate the stars so much, Janice. That allows me to continue doing Happy Mail and all the things. Okay, so you've seen me do this. We're going to use a makeup sponge. We're going to load the paint. And then I'm just going to kind of tap off the excess so that way it doesn't go down on the side so much. You'll still get a little, but not bad. All right, and then we're dabbing. We're not wiping, we're dabbing. Stepping down. And this will probably take 2 coats. Much easier to paint them this way than with, there goes the timer. Okay, so we will draw another name. Oh, and it's Sarah again. Times 2. There goes the timers. I thought I set them. This weather is killing my voice. So I'm sorry I'm a little squeaky tonight. My allergies are, weather's not liking it. Hi, Kim. I sent your goodies with Jennifer, Kim. So I'm not sure when she's going to Fremont next. I think she goes tomorrow, doesn't she? So you'll have them tomorrow. You're welcome, Sarah. So this whole kit, like I said, shipped to your door is $23. And it comes with the round. Now, it will not come with the ribbon or the twine. That's on you to decide how you want to do that. Because again, not everybody's style is mine. So I don't want to lock you into, you know, if you wanted mine, you would probably just buy the completed one. So now this is where it gets a little, this is why I put them on tape, but for just one little piece, I'm not going to do that. So we'll just set him aside. No, thank you, Kim. So we're going to paint these, and then we're going to go back over them with another coat, because I'm going to hold them up and show you what they look like. So they definitely need another coat, but by doing it with the sponge, you know, they do dry super fast. But I'll show you the difference. Well, not the difference because I'm not painting one with a brush, but you'll see what I'm saying. It's really hard. Now, the stars wouldn't be as bad, but the letters are really difficult to paint with a brush and not get them all over the sides. It's very difficult. I've tried, and it makes a mess. The sponge is definitely the way to go. Now, and I get these at the Dollar Tree. Now, Mom said she was having a hard time finding them. You can order them on Amazon as well. I've gotten them there if you can't find them at the Dollar Tree, and they're similarly priced. I mean, you get a big bag of them on Amazon. I don't remember what I paid, but it was a big bag. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is going to show for you guys. It might blow out. I'm not sure if you guys can see how it definitely needs another coat. It's just kind of splotchy. I'm not sure if that's picking up or not, but yeah, I mean, I think somebody said they found some found red and black buffalo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that? Somebody found red and black buffalo plaid at Big Lots. What red and black buffalo plaid? What'd you find? Ribbon? What was at Big Lots? Because I might have to just go see if I can find something like that. I don't use much of the red and black year round. I do at Christmas. The red and black I use at Christmas a lot. Okay. This is much better. The second coat does it. Yeah, I haven't really looked too much at it. I have a couple of times, but I've never found anything. I've tried, but every time I've went, I've struck out. But they did just open a new one in Perrysburg, which is near me, so I might have to, have I been in? I have been in that one once. I didn't find anything, but I'll have to check it out. Now these are going to dry very quickly, but we will still hit them with the heat gun just to make sure they're dry before we start placing them, because I don't want it to, you know, as we move them around the board, I don't want them to, that little dot is pain, but I don't want to waste any tape for that tiny little one-piece thing. Here, I'll hold up one of these stars with one of the other ones after I paint it, and you can see the difference of why I wanted to do a second coat. And I did, at the top of this post, see the difference? I'm not sure it's going to show. I think you can. This one doesn't have the second coat, and you see how it's kind of gray, where the other one's white. I did post the link for this kit at the top of this post, of the live post. So if you're interested in the kit, you can purchase it there. And the kit for that has been selling like wildfire. I have shipped a bunch of those out. And they're all out. I have them all out. So I'm trying to do the shipping very quickly. So there's a lot of people that are, God bless America. I think I shipped to Minnesota and Texas and a couple places in Ohio, and we've been all over. Okay, I think those are done. So let's get those dry. Got paint on me again. Shocking. Yes, I'm hoping this one will be too. I think it will be. And I think they're priced right. We just got a new shipment of wood. I went and picked it up. So we're good to go. We're ready for y'all. Bring on the orders. I live in Northwest Ohio in a tiny little village. It's not even a town. It's a village called Luckey. With an E. Luckey. Tiny, tiny, tiny little town. Okay, so we are dry. I'm going to set these aside, bring our sign back over. Okay, so now all we have to do is place these. Ooh, this is still wet. Be careful, Kath. Okay. So I like to cheat these down so they're almost at the bottom of the blue, because then when I put my bow up here, it doesn't cover them. I'm just trying to evenly space them. And keep them lined up. All right, and now they all do have the sticky back on them. So once we get them where we want them, we can just peel the sticky off and stick them down. Okay, and now, like I said, I want these pretty close to that bottom edge of the blue. That way, when I do the bow, when we put the bow on, it won't be covering up our stars. So you do need to be careful when you're putting these down, because once they're pushed down, you have a little bit of wiggle room before they're pushed. Once you push them down, done. It's not moving. I think we need to dry this one a little more. So I stick my finger in to push it down, and I'm going to pull up paint. Okay, yeah, Dayton is on the south end of the state. It's about, what, 3 hours from here, 4 hours from here? We're all the way up by Michigan. We're about 30 minutes from Michigan. Space this, sorry, but it wasn't quite dry and it was making me nervous. I was gonna mess it up. Okay, I think that's about even, so then we just gotta make this one match. All right, and like I said, there's sticky back on all of this stuff, so you just gotta peel it off. And then we're gonna just place this down and try to get it as close to centered as we can. And Kim, there you go, girl. You are in the entry for Happy Mail. Timers are going off. I just was being impatient. Okay. There we go. And then let's peel this one. Okay. And there is an up and down on these stars, so you just got to hold them until you get them the right way. You can tell, though. I don't think that's right. There we go. Once we press it down, it's done. Okay? Now we have our stars. So all we have to put on here now is our words. Hi, Beverly. Thanks for watching. So we're going to put our words on now. So we have united we stand. So I just kind of place them and play with them until I line them up the way I want them. And again, this is yours. You can do anything you want. You don't have to do it the same way I'm doing it. Yes, all the stars have sticky back on them. Everything does. All of the design elements have sticky back. Okay, so we have our united down, so we'll put the we down next. And if Danelle is on here, I did ship your Happy Mail yesterday. So be looking for it. Or today. Today it went out. My days are blurring together. I packaged it yesterday. And I shipped it this morning. Absolutely less mess. Now, I know there are a ton of crafters out there that are selling laser cut things. They're not. I have not yet once seen anyone doing it with the sticky back. Probably because the sticky back is very expensive. I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's $300 a roll. It's very expensive. But it's amazing. It is worth its weight in gold. But I'm guessing that's why they're not using it, because it is expensive. And what they're using is glue, and then you got to worry about all the, the seepage and the squeeze out and all of that. We don't have any of that. There is no squeeze out on these. I'm not sure if you can see kind of underneath them. They're stuck. Nothing's going to come off of this. You can peel these off. You can, but you're going to ruin it. There's no way. You have to use like one of these little spatula doodads and get underneath it, and it will pop off, but it will ruin the piece and it'll ruin the backer board. It's meant to stay. It is good stuff. Okay? All right. So we have that part done. So now the next thing that I do is we take some heavier twine. I use this thicker twine. And that's got a really wide part. That's not going to go through that. So let's cut that. All right. And I go in from the front. Push it through. And come out the back. And these holes have blue paint in them. So I'm getting blue paint all over me. It's okay. You're not going to see this, so it won't matter. Okay. And I just tie it in the front. Okay. All right, so we have our hanger. Now, I don't like to do really big hangers because I don't really want it to show above. Could words and stars be purchased separately? Right now, no, but they're not on the website separately, but I could do that. This is just a brand new idea that we had. And to be honest, it's kind of hard to do just the words. It's kind of a pain for us to send out just the words. So we thought we would try it this way first. We'll see how that goes, and then we may eventually roll it out for just the stars and the words. Let me get this paint off my hands before I touch my beautiful ribbon, because you guys know what's coming next. We're doing our bow. But let me get, I've got blue paint on me now since I stuck that twine through there and it was still wet. Wait for the bling. You know the bow's coming next. You know that. You know me, girl. I can't make a sign without a bow. That's just silly. Okay. So let me get my paint out of the way here so I don't make a mess. Let me get that out of the way. I'm going to save this. I wash those out and reuse them until they get too yucky, and then we just pitch them. But, you know, I get them from the Dollar Tree, at like 8 of them in a bag or whatever, so it's not bad. Okay, so we're using my favorite ribbon. You know, I love this. And I've been loving this too, so we're going to use this. And then for these, I like them to have a little substance to them. I like them. This ribbon is really firm. It's from Dollar Tree. It's $9.99 for this big jumbo roll. It's 30 feet long, 2.5 inches wide. Get it when it's on sale, half off, so you pay $5 for this huge roll. It'll do several signs. No, I'm not making a messy bow. I'm making my bow. Okay? All right, so let's cut. Sprinkled 3 times. Thank you, Sarah. You're so sweet. You guys know I love this bow. I've used almost this whole roll, and this is an 18-foot ribbon, a roll of ribbon, and I've been using this one a lot on all my Americana. I love it. So this is how I just kind of measure them as I go. I just kind of fold them into the shape. I don't have a Sam's membership. I have a Costco membership. That sounds pretty anyway. All right, so I like to dovetail them. So put your 2 ends together, all right? Fold it in half, and then we're going to go from the outside up. Outside bottom to this, up to the center, up high. Okay, so then you have your little dovetail. We're going to do that on all 3 of these ribbons. I haven't been in Costco in a little while, so I don't know what they have. I need to go in because I need to renew my membership. I think it expires the end of this month. So maybe I'll go in and check them out. I know they have them at Christmas time, but I haven't seen any this time of year. I could just make a bow with that ribbon and hang by itself. Absolutely. These ribbons are so pretty. And Miss Sarah, you are a 3rd Happy Mail entry tonight. All right. And now I'm going to get some raffia, because you know I can't do a bow without raffia. It's just like not in my DNA. All right. I'm getting down to some kind of thin pieces here, and I don't necessarily like them when they're too thin, but I don't like them this wide. See how wide this one is? It's very wide. So I'm going to separate this. There we go. That might be good. Let's try one more piece maybe. For these, I like it to have a good amount of raffia. Let's get that out of the way. Raffia going everywhere, girls. All right. So I just make a loop. I match my ends back up. I make a loop. And then I just go back and I make a loop the other way. Just back and forth, back and forth. till I'm at the end of my raffia. And then the ends poke out. That's okay. We'll trim it up. I give it a little twist. I like the twist. Kind of holds it together while you tie it. So I'm going to take my twine right there in the center and just tie it. You went to Sam's or Costco? It's been a minute since I've been in Costco. I usually just run in and grab what I know I need. I don't usually look around too much because it's usually on my lunch hour and I don't usually have much time. All right, so you've seen me do this bow before. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our bow or our ribbon and we're going to fold it in thirds and kind of cheat our ends so they're down. Okay, we're going to lay it down, smush it. It's a wired ribbon, so it'll hold its shape for you, making it much easier. We're going to do the same thing for the red one. Cheat it down. And then we're going to do the same thing with our plaid one. We're going to fold it thirds, cheat it down. We're going to take our raffia. We're going to lay it on top. With one string going down, one string going up, and we're going to flip the whole thing over. But before I pull it tight, I'm going to, well, you know what? I've never showed you guys what happens when you do this. All right. If I don't gather it, because I can untie this and fix it. If I don't gather it, of course, that time it turned out perfect. But most of the time, if you don't gather it, it'll get like this funky twist in it like this. And that's not a very pretty bow. It like half folds over. Of course, that time it didn't, but so I always gather it when it's this wide of material that you're working with. I always kind of gather it with my fingers in the center. And then see how my raffia is way down? So before I pull it really tight, I'm going to adjust that raffia and pull it back up to the center of my bow. Get it where I want it, and then I'm going to tie it real tight. Of course, right, Sarah? When I'm trying to show an example, it's going to work perfectly, even though it never does when I don't do that. It's the way it always works, right? Okay, so there is our precious bow. I think it is a beauty. Okay, so, oops, I almost forgot. We need our floral. So I'm going to use my good old standby that I love. This is from Hobby Lobby. $7.99, but when floral's on sale, it goes half off, so you get a bunch of this. Now, this I've used several of. It's like 2 to 3 times this much floral usually. So for $4, you're getting a lot of floral. And matter of fact, I really only need one of these stems. I don't need all of that. So let me put that back down. Because what we're going to do is these move. This is one of the reasons I like this one so much. It moves, and these have got little teeny white flowers. So I push that up, and we're going to cut this so we have a stem. And then I'm going to push this one up. Actually, I'm going to just pull that one off so we have even numbers, because I want 2 and 2. 2 of these little bundles. So I'm going to push this one up, push this one up, and then I'm going to cut this off. I don't need that extra. Kim, have you tried my bow? This bow is so easy. You can do it. I know you can do it. Still have to practice, Sarah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our wire. I've just laid these on top of each other, as you can see, just like that. Okay, we're going to take our wire, cut a piece of wire off. And we're just going to wrap that around. I just overlapped them. And I'm just pulling this wire tight. And I'm just going to wrap the whole thing. You can't make bows either. You guys just need to practice. This bow is easy. Anybody can make this bow. It's very easy. It's just the 3 pieces. Well, you can put as many different ribbons in as you want. I usually do 3, sometimes maybe 4, but usually it's just 3 with the little raffia center. Easy peasy. It's just folding it. And what I like about this one too is you don't use a ton of ribbon. A lot of times bows take a good, I bought, matter of fact, have you guys seen these? These little deluxe bow maker things? I bought one of these. I bought it actually at a thrift store. I paid $3 for it. I think they're normally like 20 at Hobby Lobby or something like that. Okay, I found it at a secondhand store and I went, oh, I'm going to try that. I've looked at them and I want to try them. All right, you put your spool down here and then as you're building your bow, you keep sliding the ribbon in between this. All right, so you put your ribbon here and then you slide it between these 2 dowel rods. All right, and then you keep it, it's got little measures here so you can keep track of what size you're using. All right, you have 2. What I don't like about this is you use a ton of ribbon. And the way I make my bows, and I mean, they're for a purpose. So you may or may not want to, you know, make them the way I'm making them. If you're making a wreath or something, you might want a big, beautiful bow. These are not that. They're pretty, but they're not that big, floppy bow. I'll show you. I made a bow with that. Okay? This is the bow I made with it. And that is a lot of ribbon. I could probably make 2 or 3 of these with that. All right? And this is just 2 pieces of ribbon. I did 2. And quite honestly, other than the tails on this, I don't think it's all that great. I don't know. And maybe it's because it was my first time using it and I'm not overly impressed with it. I don't know. I mean, it's an okay bow, but I like this one better. It kind of was. I don't know. What do you guys think? Which one do you like better? I think they both serve a purpose. I think this one would be better on maybe a wreath or something like that where you want to make a big wow statement. You could make it a lot bigger with this. But for my purposes, for my crafts, I think this one is easier and less expensive. You're not using nearly the ribbon that you use on that. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. Regina, you think so too? Yeah. All right, so anyways, back to our project. Sorry, I got on a little tangent there. So I'm going to take my little floral. Well, actually I need to lay my bow down first. We're going to lay our bow down. We're going to take our twine on either end, going up and going down. We're going to just lay our floral across it, making sure that it's showing on both ends, which it is. Okay, barely, but that's kind of how I like them. Just poking out. All right, and then we're just going to tie it. Yeah, me too. I just do, Sarah. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's, I don't know. I'm just not impressed with it. I've wanted one, but I didn't want to spend the 20 bucks on it. And then when I found it for $3 at a thrift store, I'm like, all right, I'll buy it and see what it's all about. I wasn't impressed. Maybe I need to play with it some more. I don't know. But okay, so there's our bow. As you can see, we just have the little florals just barely poking out, which is kind of how I want it. Because then when we stick it on our sign, okay, so that is what it's going to look like when we stick it on here. Now, I am not going to staple this down yet, and normally that's how I do it. I staple them. Regina Dunning, you are the next Happy Mail lady. Regina, make sure I spell your name right. Is in for Happy Mail. So what I do with these to protect them so that, you know, when they get bumped or you know, when you go to store them, when they're up against something and they don't scratch as easily, the paint, I spray it with a polyurethane before I put the bow on. And then we give all of our signs, they get a two coats of polyurethane. Now they will still scratch. You can scratch them for sure, but it does help. But then all I do is I take my staple gun and I go in to the back loop of my bow in the inside, right there. I stick my staple gun in there and I staple it right to the top of my sign. And what I kind of do is I stick my finger in the loop of the hanger that we did, and I line that up with the center of my bow, and that way you're never off center. I like the bow is like a finishing. Oh, absolutely. I mean, without it, it's okay. It's cute, but with the bow, it takes it over the top. I can't do them without a bow. Every single one of my signs has a bow. Every one of them. It's just who I am. When you come to the craft shows and you see my signs, every one of them is going to have a bow with floral on it. It's just the way it is. So, even my, let me think. Yep, even the base one. I have a one that looks like home plate that says Home Sweet Home. And even that one has a bow in the corner. I can't not do it. It's just who I am. So, all right, guys, that is all I have tonight. Again, if you're interested in this craft kit, the link is at the top of the post. Are you in a Sandusky show this weekend? No, I am not. It is my birthday this weekend. We took it off. We're not doing another show this weekend. So, we are, the only other show we have booked at the moment is the Lucky Road Lavender Farm on June 18th has their season opening, I guess is what you call it. I can't remember what she called it. But she has a bunch of pop-up vendors and things. There'll be food truck there and pop-up vendors, and we're going to be there. It's like a half mile from my house. So it's very convenient. That is the last spring or summer show we're doing, and we'll be back at it then in the fall. But no. So no, Kim, we are not. Oh, thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. But make sure you're checking out the craft kits. Now, if you go to the website, because Shannon, oops, messed up. There's 2 spots on our website. It's all in the store, and you can look at everything all together, or if you click the Go Shopping, it's everything. But if you scroll down a little bit, it shows craft kits, or I think home decor is what it's called. But if you're interested in the craft kits, they're all right there, and that way you don't have to scroll through all of the signs, because there's, I don't know, 25 or 30 signs out there. And there's several craft kits as well. We have gnome kits, we have Christmas kits, we have fall kits, we have all kinds of kits out there. But save yourself some time. If you're only interested in the kits, you can go click on the craft kit link. Because I did have someone that thought she was ordering a craft kit, but she actually ordered a whole sign already made. So I wanted to give you guys that heads up. Hi, Linda. Thanks so much. So if you are interested, that's how you need to do it. Okay? All right. So, hi, Dorothy. Thanks so much for hopping on. But anyways, so that is my craft for tonight. There is no glue needed to do these. Everything comes with the adhesive back on it. So no glue, no oozing, nothing. You can do your own bow. You can staple it on. You could hot glue this if you don't have a staple gun. You could hot glue it on. You could tie it to the hanger if you wanted to. You know, there's options for the bow. So, you know, or no bow. If you'd rather not have a bow, you don't have to have a bow. I like a bow. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will be live Saturday night. Oh, Saturday night. Maybe. I'll have to get back to you on that. I have a family obligation that night, and I'm not sure what time we'll be home. We might go Saturday morning. Let's plan Saturday morning. Okay? So I will see you Saturday. It'll just be earlier in the day. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.